Hey everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little unboxing and overview of this Chiyoda watch winder. I have one of these. It's just a single watch winder that I use to keep whatever mechanical or automatic watch that I'm wearing at any given time wound if I am planning on wearing it kind of intermittently, kind of alternating between two of the watches out of my collection, one every other day, something like that. With automatic or mechanical watches, they are not like quartz watches where they're powered by a battery. They are powered by a rotor that's inside the watch that moves with the motion of your wrist and gravity, and basically keeps the watch powered up and wound. It winds a spring through a gear train system and keeps the watch going. So what this does is basically mimic the motion of your wrist by just rotating the watch around, either clockwise, counterclockwise, or both, and keeps your watch going if it's an automatic watch. So, like I said, I've had one of these for quite a while. Been using it for definitely over a year, possibly over 2 years now at this point, and it's been super fantastic. No issues, dead quiet. You can't even hear the thing when it's running, and it's the one that I have is beautifully finished and made and everything. This one is for a family member that I have rubbed off on and have gotten into mechanical watches. So I'm going to take it out of the box. It's a different finish from mine, so I'll be curious to see how that looks and show you kind of what this thing looks like. So when we first open up the box, you can see we have, looks like a little bag with a manual, some written information on it, and it looks like even a cleaning cloth, which is kind of nice to see. I don't remember if mine came with the cleaning cloth or not. Obviously they'll all come with information. Looks like we have a pillow. And this one's kind of interesting because it's more of a suede material, whereas mine is kind of a velvet or velour material, at least that it looks like through the bag. So we'll see what that is like in reality in a little bit. And then underneath that, or in front of that I should say, we have the winder itself. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out of its wrapping off camera, just to make sure I don't damage anything, kind of fighting with the camera in my way. And I'll come back once it's taken out of the package and show you what it looks like. All right, so I have the watch winder just out of the foam packaging and out of the dust bag. Just for reference, the dust bag that comes with is actually pretty nice, and you can definitely reuse this, especially if you're planning on taking this winder traveling with you, which is pretty convenient because these, while they come with an AC adapter, have the ability to put some batteries in there and have these be battery powered, which is pretty cool and nice. Not something that I use, but if you're somebody who wants to travel with a winder, that's definitely great to see. So if you open up the winder, there's a little piece of foam in there, and then the power adapter is stored where the actual watch will go. And essentially, the way this thing works is, if I can get the pillow out of the package here, you will take the pillow and press it in place into the little cavity on the winder, and your watch strap or bracelet will go around the pillow on either side. There's the cutout. It'll kind of squeeze the pillow down like so, and you'll shut the winder, flip the knobs on the back, which I'll show you in a second, and it'll wind your watch. Comes with a little warning label, really easily removable on top. It says make sure that you have wound your watch tightly before putting it into the box. So in other words, make sure that it's fully charged. This is just to keep it charged. Won't necessarily wind up your watch. That will depend on how many turns per day your watch needs as to whether or not it'll actually wind it up, but just something to keep in mind. And it also says to make sure that you fasten your watch strap on the pillow before you start up the winder and place everything in place, to make sure that the watch doesn't come off of the pillow while it's winding your watch. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing plugged in, set up, running, get a watch in there, and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, so here we are. We have the watch winder set up and ready to go, plugged in. Tested it out really quick. Works beautifully. Just something that I wanted to mention before I actually go into the function. I took a look at the finish of this thing. It's immaculate, very, very well done. Same high quality as my other winder that I have from the same brand. Totally different finish. This one's kind of a satin, almost teak wood finish. You can see it's fairly close to matching the teak wood that's on here. It's a little bit redder in color and a little bit darker in color as well, but it's a really nice looking finish. The other one that I have is a piano lacquer finish, really, really shiny, definitely more red even than this wood finish. And I'll link both of these in the description for the Amazon listings for these winders. But going into the function of it, in order to use the winder, all you have to do is open up the lid, pull out the pillow. You're going to take the pillow. You're going to make sure that your watch is clasped, either your bracelet clasped or your leather strap clasped, whatever you're rocking on your watch. Squeeze the pillow, kind of shove it through the strap. In the case of this watch, it's actually sized for a woman's wrist, or buckled to the size for a woman's wrist, and it's still able to fit no problem, so no worries there if you're a woman and you want to use this watch winder. You stick the pillow in the holder, shut the lid, and then there's a switch in the middle of the back of the watch winder that has clockwise, counterclockwise, and bidirectional arrows on it. In the case of this watch, it winds bidirectionally, so I'm going to turn that knob 3 times, and it's going to start winding. Now, what it's going to do is basically go through cycles of winding. So it'll wind the watch like this for a few minutes, it'll stop, and then after a little while, it'll start winding the watch again, but in the other direction, and it'll rinse and repeat throughout the day. What I also want to mention is the turns per day rating on this winder. There's another knob on the back with numbers 1 through 4 on it, and that's towards this side of the winder over here. And what those numbers correspond to is a certain number of turns per day that this winder will wind your watch. In the case of this watch and any other Rolex watch, you're going to want to hit 650 turns per day, which is setting number 4. That number varies for other watches that may have ETA movements or Chinese movements, Japanese movements, Seiko, anything like that. Your turns per day rating is going to be different, just depending on the watch and the movement that's in it. But overall, this is super, super great watch winder, and I can say that confidently because I've had the same exact one for years now. I'll definitely let you know in the comments how this one performs. I'll keep you updated on my other one in case anything happens to that. But like I said, that one's run quite a lot over the last few years that I've had it, and it has been phenomenal, and I expect nothing less from this one. They're pretty darn well reviewed, and I'm certainly very happy with them. This one's also dead silent like my other one. Super great fit and finish. Couldn't be more pleased, especially considering the price. These things are generally under 50 bucks, so super, super good deal in my opinion. With that, I want to thank you all for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the winder or anything else in general, and I hope to see you in the next video.